Hi guys, what's going on? Let me review a classic fragrance for you. This is a blast from the past. It's a release of 2000, exactly 2019 years back. So you can understand it has some age to it. And as you can see from title, it's all the theme is red. And we're going to be looking at Dunhill Desire Red today. It's called actually Dunhill Desire. But this fragrance, I call it Dunhill Desire Red because the bottle and the fragrance, it's kind of like a red genre. So it may contain some stories, this review, and I'm going to be a little bit detailed because I got the fragrance just for the memory's sake. Okay, this has serious attachment from my university college life. When I was in Malaysia, this was one of the first bottles that I bought when I was a student with my own money, and I used to do cricket coaching and stuff like that, so I used to make some money as a part-time student, and like part-time working as a student. So of course, and before I start, let me show you what else I had. I bought a CK1 back in the time, like back in the days, like a CK1 to 200 ml bottle, and I used that bottle for good 10-15 years. It used to be always in my car, never went bad. And finally I left both these fragrances. I had Dunhill Desire Red as well. This fragrance, like this bottle, the frosted glass, I left these bottles in Malaysia because I had too many bottles to carry and they were almost nearing to finish. So they had like about 10-20 ml left. So I left my bottles there. So I bought CK1. I didn't buy again. I did not like CK1 that much, but Dunhill Desire Red, I remember I have good memories with it. I'll tell you some stories. I'll show you some of the similar fragrances, and I'll let you know what else I used in my university days, what actually like rocked my world back then. So it's gonna be more of a personal story, okay, rather than a review. It's a tribute to Dunhill Desire Red. What good, whole good this fragrance did for us. And even today, in the market, this is available. So people look at me and then sometimes they say, see my channel, they say, Joy, can you suggest something for, like within this budget, $20 to $30 budget, and full-on bottle that I can use if I'm in university, college. So for those people, I'm doing this review. This is still a very good fragrance and kind of like a forgotten gem. I'm bringing it back. That's what I do in this channel, right? A lot of talk. So where do I start? I actually do not want to rush and finish this in a while. Quite quickly, let me start from here. Apart from CK1 and Dunhill Desire Red, I also used Hugo Boss bottled. This is the Intensity P version, but back in the time I used the EDT. That was one of my signature scents. Then I used, people my age, they can feel the sentiments, Lacoste Pour Homme. Okay, I had Lacoste Essential, but I sold it off. Then I used some of it, I'm just showing you some of it. Paco Rabanne Ultraviolet Man, which I still have. This is pretty darn unique and pretty darn juice. It's like amazing fragrance still. So these are my sort of like, let's say, young years and stuff. Now I'm old. So let's review Dunhill Desire Red and let you see what this fragrance is all about. So first of all, I bought this fragrance from Sterling Enterprise. It's available everywhere. Prices you're looking at $28, $30. If you convert it to 100 taka per dollar, it's about 3,000 taka in the market now. It used to be very cheap. It used to be like 1,500 taka for a big bottle, and it used to be very cheap 3-4 years back. Now I guess the prices went up on all fragrances, and overseas I think this is very cheap still, $25-$35 like that. And it comes in 50 and 100 ml bottles. I've seen, maybe there's a bigger bottle, I haven't seen that. And this is the box. This is the reformulated, the new versions. They used to have a little bit different box back then. So it has pretty nice eye-catching red, just like my t-shirt. It has Dunhill, Alfred Dunhill. It's the House of London. You guys saw my love for Dunhill. I did Icon Racing. I did buy a few Dunhill fragrances. I had Dunhill Desire Blue. I did review on the other flanker, the newer one. And this is the older one. This is the newer one, Dunhill Desire. This is the darker new version. I forgot the name of this. This is Extreme. Yeah. So this one I did the review. You can check it out. So I did buy a lot of Dunhill Desire line, and there's also silver. There's also black, lot, soul. God knows there's a lot of flankers. Okay, but this fragrance has good reputation. So again, I'll show you the box. There you go. I'm losing track a little bit, kind of emotional. It has silver, red, and black. Very nice font, Dunhill signature. Side like that, back like this. Reminds me sort of like Ferrari Man in Red. This fragrance also, because it's red, you can actually, if you put it next to each other, it might look like this is a presentation for this bottle, but no, it's not. So nice presentation, but nothing special. Bottom is your batch code and all that. The bottle is a classy bottle. If you haven't seen this bottle in your dad's shelf or your grandpa's, I am messed up today. If you haven't seen this fragrance in your elder brother or back in the time, you must have missed some glorious times. This fragrance was released of 2000, and trend was set then. This was the official clubbing king back then. I'll talk about it in a bit. Very nice red bottle, very cool. It has this kind of pattern. Bottom is your newer ones come with this metal plate, but previously I think it was just like a sticker. So the shape is like this of the bottle. Very nice looking color of the bottle. I think it's painted. It's not painted. The glass itself is red. Up there it looks chromish. These are all plastic. Okay, but looks pretty cool. And then it has this whiskey flask sort of thing. You just close like that. Looks almost like CH Men Privé. Similar sort of function. And I really like it, so you won't lose your cap. So it's written Dunhill here. Other informations are back. So I always like big bottles because big bottles look kind of nice. Small bottles look sometimes like, most of the time they look kind of dwarfy. I don't like that. So I believe another thing is the juice color itself is not red. I think it's perhaps just the bottle, you know, it's the glass itself is just red. So distribution is really, really great on this. Okay, let me show you distribution. Atomizer, if you're scared of fake, this has a lot of fakes, by the way. Be very careful when you buy this Dunhill Desire Red or the blue. Both are faked a lot. Okay, in the market I have seen one brother reviewing from Malaysia. He had a fake fragrance. He didn't realize it, but he was just reviewing it away. I felt bad for him a lot because he didn't have idea. But always buy from trusted sources. Do not buy these from like for $10-15. Always gonna be a fake. Trusted, you know, do not, it's guaranteed it's gonna be fake. Okay, so always check. It has to be black inside. So let's spray this. Oh, my hand is full today. I'm using a lot of other fragrances I'm testing. Okay, let's spray this on a paper and then talk about my childhood memory. Not childhood, my, let's say, youth. Spray is really good on this. Okay, very, very nice and strong sprayer. So the cap, everything clicks onto place, very nice. So yes, let's hit the review. This fragrance was released of 2000, right? I just mentioned it. Then after this fragrance was hugely popular, this was an instant hit among youth, men basically. Every single man loved this fragrance when it came out. If you haven't got your nose to it, go and give it a try. Okay, I'll tell you the good things and bad things about this fragrance. But when it came out, history was this was a top seller. This made Dunhill fragrances more popular. It kind of rejuvenate like that way. Like it brought back good old days of Dunhill, Alfred Dunhill fragrances. They have a lot of classy fragrances, nice sort of fresh, you know, like signature and whatnot. But most of Dunhill fragrances are not top sellers. This was, and this still is. People are loyal fan to it. Those who are 30, 40 right now. So after 2000, the heat of it, after 8 years after this one, they came out with the huge, even bigger seller than this was Pakorabon 1 million. So they are kind of like the same genre, they are same family, they do the same thing, clubbing, sweet, super loud fragrance, super loud, super longevity. It's just crazy. I know my man Chad, A Gentleman's Journey, he hates this fragrance. He thinks it's too loud. He hates even Dunhill Desire Blue. It's okay. This has one of the best synthetic type of smell that is crowd pleaser, that is popular, that gets complimented everywhere. So I used to use this in the high heat. This is not a high heat fragrance, but it does work somewhat. Okay, so I used to wear this like 4 or 5 sprays and it lasts all day. The old bottle. The newer ones, performance is not that much different. It's still the same. But what you get from it is, at first you get a like blast of citruses. It's sweet, citrusy opening, and it does come very strong. Just like 1 million, you're gonna smell the freshness up top, maybe grapefruit, some mint, some citruses, I'm just guessing. And it is sweet. It starts getting sweet. It goes like sugary sweet. It goes intensified sweet. CK Reveal, Versace Rose. If you like apples, this one has blast of apples. This is where the whole fragrance is surrounded by. So back in the time, I didn't know about notes. I didn't care. I just cared to smell good and go around, you know, like just feeling confident. So this fragrance, I was proudly owning this. I think back in the time it used to be black hair. I could be wrong. I forgot my old bottle. But yeah, I am lost kind of, as you can see, memories. So wherever I went, I used to wear this fragrance. Class, university, I used to play cricket. I used to spray this on my shirt. But one thing I noticed on my skin, when it's super hot, it used to come off kind of like off-putting. It came out kind of animalic. So I guess it's basically very good for nighttime, night outing, after the sun goes down, and meant to be worn in cold weather. This is a cold weather fragrance basically, but in the hot weather it works if you wear it on your shirt. Just go 1 to 2 sprays, amazing. So I smelled it like as long as I was wearing it, but I stopped wearing it because I used to get other new fragrances, so it went back in the shelf like when it was reached this much. I never used it after this much. After many years in Malaysia, I went once in one of the hospitals, okay, to see one, I think, one of my friends who came from Singapore or something. So he was visiting, he had some operation going on. So he went to get appointment from the nurse, and for some reason went late night. So there was this nurse, you know, male nurse among all the ladies, like female nurse. He was a kind of big guy, you know, he's like a big guy. He's wearing his blue, you know, the nurse apron and whatever you call it, the uniform. And he had this stethoscope around his neck. And the hospital was like, I think Gleneagles or one of these big hospitals in Malaysia. So there was nobody around at that time. It was like 1:30 in the morning. Huge hospital, everything is empty. It's not Gleneagles, I think it was another one. I remember the name, put the name if I remember it. And there was like, I'm telling you all the details. There was, I remember clearly, there was a vending machine. There was a coffee. Next to it was Coke and other fizzy drinks and water. And there was a lady with a small kid. So I entered, I was approaching the nurse, and suddenly this air conditioning, like at the back, as you see, it was blowing towards his back. It was coming like, it's coming from my back now. It was coming from this, and then I smelled this fragrance on him. It was projecting like left, right, everywhere. It was like it was coming like, not like this. It was coming like this towards me, and it hit me like boom, you know. I sniffed it. I instantly remembered my good old days. It was like instantly, it brought back memory. That's what fragrances do. And I thought I should buy a backup bottle of it someday. I kept thinking about it in Bangladesh since I started collecting. I do not need this today because I have a lot more fragrances like this. 212 VIP Man, 1 Million, Eros, you name it. I have a lot more fragrances. But why I bought this bag? Sometimes I want to smell like I used to smell back in the days. That's why I bought it. I think many people will remember this. Many ladies who are married with her partner for at least 20-30 years, they will remember this because their husband at any point of their life, someone used it and they smelled it in different places. So you need like literally like 2-3 sprays. It will last on you whole day. That's the best thing about this fragrance. It's loud, it's kind of synthetic. You get a little bit of a woody, I think ebony wood or something is there, teak wood. There's some woody elements and then some musk and a lot of tonka bean. This is tonka bean heavy. If you like sweet fragrance, this is as sweet as it gets. But it's a little bit fruity with that apple. It reminds me a little bit of Lacoste Style in Play Red. And then now let me show you some other similar fragrance at cheaper prices than this. First one, I'll show you one of my older bottles. This is Nico's Sculpture. If you see the sailing sort of bottle, I had a small bottle, 30 or 50 ml, I don't know. This is I think 30 ml. Yeah, my dad got it as a gift like back in the days, you know, in Malaysia. I just got it from him. It smells very striking, similar to Dunhill Desire Red, but this fragrance is a little bit different. It smells a little bit fresher compared to Dunhill. Okay, Nico's Sculpture. I'll put down the link of this reviews. You can check it out. Another one, it reminded me of this Rasasi. It was like unbelievable. When I sniffed it, I'm like, that smells like something I know. And this is called Chastity for Men, EDP. This bottle, I reviewed this also. This is one of their cheaper fragrances. I think cost about $10 or so. I don't know how much it's going for. It's a beautiful fragrance too. So they have similarity to Dunhill Desire Red, both these. So if you like Dunhill Desire Red, but you don't want to pay so much premium, like $30 now, I think you can try those. But this fragrance, it's a league of its own still. It's a legend. I'm gonna always treat it as a legend because whatever fragrances you have today, whatever trend you have today in the clubbing genre, sweet, loud, synthetic, I find a lot of similarity with Pakoraban Ultraviolet. And these are the good days, 90s, 2000s, you know. Those are the times I remember when I used these fragrances. You can definitely try it out. If you're looking for a budget fragrance, highly recommended by me. Even today, you wear this fragrance in your class as a university student, school student, people will compliment you. This is gonna be such a desirable fragrance, you know, like women love this DNA. You smell it and you know it's a sweet fragrance, instant love. It's like cheap way to get noticed, but the fragrance doesn't smell cheap. It's just synthetic, but good synthetic, just like Pakoraban 1 Million. So yeah, who's it for? Any age can wear it, but I would suggest school, even like I would say mature men can wear it, no problem. Another thing is versatility. As I told you, it's a winter fragrance, but we got used to it. This fragrance you'll smell all over Bangladesh. I smell this everywhere still. This is one of those common fragrance DNAs. Nowadays, Sauvage is new, Club de Nuit Intense Man is new, but this is something that I smell uncles wearing sometimes. It's not a bad way, because they are like those classy uncles. They're just going for, you know, evening walk or something. They smell very classy. It's very classy fragrance. So it's fruity, it's woody, it's kind of tonka bean heavy, and it's citrus up top, and it's lasts on you all day. It's fresh as well, and it's a crowd pleaser. That's what it is. It's not for people who are like, I want something niche, I want something that is very, very delicate, or something of rosada of quality. Stay away from this fragrance. Okay, so those are the bad things. It's kind of on the synthetic side, but for the price, bang for buck, everything considering, I'm not gonna rate it. It's, for me, all my older fragrances are 10 to me because of the way they made me feel, right? So it's a long review. I know I usually do below 50 minutes, but I just want to pay tribute to Dunhill Desire Red. It's called Dunhill Desire. If you want a little bit mature version of it, try the extreme version. This is more like a tobacco. You'll see the differences. It's a little bit of a dark bottle, and it's a black in comparison with the silver. This is a little bit more grown up. If you are looking for something mature, this is pretty grown up, and it smells very different than this, but still sweet. But this is more like what 1 million Privé is to 1 million. You guys all know this, right? Privé versus 1 million. These two fragrances, the comparison you get the same one in Dunhill Desire Red and Extreme. So that's the review. I mean, gem of fragrances, and still very, very affordable. So take a look at this Dunhill Desire Red, especially Dunhill Desire, how it's known. It's a classic. It's always going to remain a classic, and a top seller in the game. This is Dunhill in a bottle for me, right? That's the review. Everybody take care. Sorry to take up so much of your time. Just want to pay tribute to this, my university life fragrances. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.